Hi, it's Pat from Everything RV by Pat. My wife and I are headed on our summer vacation. As most of you know, I'm a teacher and I get a few weeks off in the summer. So we're going to head out. We're going to places like Nebraska, South Dakota for Mount Rushmore, maybe a little bit of southern Montana, eastern Yellowstone, Washington, Oregon, back down to Reno. So you're going to get to go along with us a little bit here. We are leaving our first stage of the trip, which was the ranch, my parents' house, and now we're headed to Albuquerque. So stick around. We'll show you some highlights on the way. Okay, so we've stopped at the Continental Divide in New Mexico. Saw this couple. Thought we might say hi. Just married. And their chauffeur here in the Buick. Uber. Covered wagon of sorts. Just something different to look at. It's Boland's Continental Divide. Figured I'd better stop and get an ice cream cone and check out everything on the rig. There's lovely Miss Tina. Tires look okay. We got new tires on the truck and a new set of Goodyear tires on the trailer. Again, those are the Endurance. On the truck, I got Firestone. Everything looks good. All right, that's our first stop, New Mexico. Hello and welcome back to the next day. We are in Albuquerque. Yesterday we traveled through Hatch and up to Albuquerque. Came across the 10, went over the Continental Divide, stopped in Hatch, got some good green chili. If you've never had green chili from Hatch, I highly recommend it. We're at a KOA. Most of this trip we're going to be staying at KOAs. Back here at our site, you can see that most of the sites are fairly narrow. Not a whole lot of room off the edge of your site. This one's not our site. This was next door to us. This is site 49. Our site is 48. This one that I'm standing in, looking at our trailer, is 49. But it's got a decent amount of space. It's pretty good for an overnighter. And that's where we're at. There is some noise from the freeway, as you may be able to hear, and relatively it's a quiet little campsite. It's a typical KOA. It has bathrooms. It has full hookups, so they are pull-throughs. It does have a swimming pool. It is a gated community. You do have to have your little sticker on there. But all in all, we kind of like it here. It's not too bad. It's great for the overnight stop that we made. And that's the Albuquerque KOA. Today we are headed to Dodge City, Kansas. And I'll take you along the journey with us today as well. Stick around. So, I have been wanting to do a review on this thing for quite some time. This is an air pump that I got at Harbor Freight. It's a Pittsburgh brand. Okay, so it's simple. Pop open the battery, connect the positive, or the red to the positive, the black to the negative. On the tire, get out of the sunlight. We unscrew the cap. There. And we screw this in right where the cap would go. There we go. So we can see the pressure gauge. And turn it on. And I want to have a little bit more than 60 something in my tires. At 75. Shut it off. Take it off quick. There we go. Recap it. That's all there is to it. The elapsed time on that was about 1.5 minutes to put about 10 or 12 pounds of pressure in the front tire. I'm going to repeat the process for all of them. But that's it. That's the Pittsburgh Air Compressor. Okay, as you can see, I'm inflating the left rear, and it has enough hose and cord to reach from the left rear to the battery that is on the right front. So there's plenty of activity. Now, if I were to hook it up to the trailer tires, I suppose I could hook it up to the battery here, and I might be able to reach the trailer tires if I'm connected. But in this compartment here, I have batteries, so it's easy. I can just connect there and I can reach all 4 of the tires on the trailer there. But as you can see, it suits my needs quite well. I believe I paid about $65 for it, as opposed to a Viair, which is twice the price. Now, admittedly, there may be some better connections on the Viair, and it might have more features. But this is essentially the same type of compressor, and I've used it quite a bit, and it worked quite well. One last thing I'm going to mention about this is that this part of the compressor will get real hot, and that's what it's designed to do. It's got fins on it so that it disperses the heat. But what you don't imagine is that little metal part and this black hose will also get very hot. It's also dispersing the heat from the compressor, and so because of that, you got to be very careful when handling it. Okay, so in conclusion, with the Pittsburgh Automotive Air Compressor, is it as good as the Viair? Probably not. Do I believe it's as good as the Viair? Probably not. It does have a few extra connections that are included, but in general, this connection is the only one you have, and it screws on. It's not a clip-on. The Viair has more options, sure. Now, because I don't own one, I can't say for sure, and I can't compare. But does this work? Yes, it does. And will it do in a pinch? Yes, it does. Do I recommend it for half the price of the Viair? Yes, probably. Because how often do you use it? I don't know. If you use it every day, maybe it's more important to buy a Viair. But for my purposes, I've used it 7 or 8 times total. I think this one works just fine. Okay, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for joining me. Hope that you have enjoyed this. If you do, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, hit the subscribe, and join me next time. We will, in the next video, I believe we will be seeing Dodge City, Kansas. We're going to travel through Texas and Oklahoma, and we'll catch up with you along the way in the next video. Have a great day. Get out and enjoy the world around you. Bye now.